Λοιπόν, καλημέρα. Good morning, Vietnam. This video will be in English. I don't know, because it occurred to me that actually I am shooting some videos with the intention of you guys being able to watch them while driving or doing something else. While your mind is in idle mode, like mine is. And then it occurred to me that actually if I want to get through to more people out there, if there's anyone listening out there, which I don't think, then it should be in English, right? I mean, should it be in Greek or in German? No, that won't make much sense. Spanish is out of the question, as I am unfortunately not really in the position to reach this, to be able to say what I want to say in Spanish. So anyhow, here it goes. Here I am now on my way to Germany. I mean, from Germany to East Germany to go work there. It's a Monday. It's beginning of March, but the weather sucks. It's pretty much always here in the north. Okay, not in the summer, but it's not dramatic, but you have this grayness, where you don't get to see actually any sun. And as a southerner, this actually gets to me. It really does get to me. So random things come to my mind, cross my mind. I was listening to some self-improval stuff, which is it's something that I was really, there's some not audiobooks but some MP3 fired, so to say, some converted YouTube videos that I like to be listening. One specific guy especially. Anyhow, it's not that important. And I realized that I made this full circle. I was listening to all of these videos, and you think you're some elitist. It's a bit elitistic to think that you're better than anyone else because you're listening to, or you belong to this group of people going somewhere with their lives and having values and so on, only because you're watching these videos or listening to these videos or whatsoever. So it's totally stupid, actually. It's at the end of the day, you just watching, for example, Apocalypse Now didn't really make you an anti-war hero, some noble anti-war hero. So at the end of the day, it's just, I do not listen to these videos like I used to, not with the same intention. I listen to them just to have something playing in the background, so to say. Yes, exactly. So I was thinking different stuff, like how I need to lose weight, how I would like to have another job. Another job where, I would be traveling. I don't know what's ideal for me anymore. Beginning of 30s, and before you know it, I will be in my 40s. I know how time passes, like, ridiculous ways. It's the pace is really fast. We're talking about, I'm pretty sure you feel it. After 30s, days begin to pass like a few hours. Months, it's a matter of, I don't know. Now in 2018, January and February were a joke. They just, they disappeared. I don't know what to say. They just vanquished, right? I don't even understand how this happened. Give me a second to just check if everything's okay, if I'm doing fine. Now, before you know it, I will be crossing a ridiculous construction site in the middle of. There is this construction site been going on since summer, I think, and it will be going also until this summer. And it is a bit ridiculous. They placed this huge It's this blitzer, as Germans call it, is this cameras, the speeding cameras, And oh my God, is that does that really get on your? It just hits you. It's waiting for us poor commuters going to our jobs on a Monday to just hit us with. It has a speed limit of 30 kilometers an hour. Imagine that. Just think about that. We're talking about going to a small village. You don't know the camera is there. You're done. If you go in the morning, you will have endless people just piling up, just cars piling up, stashing with driving with 25 kilometers an hour to avoid this camera. It's ridiculous, really. It's ridiculous. Just it's a whole theater. Germany is making money a lot. I mean, in regard to the public, earning money from the public. I don't know how to put it in a more elegant way. They get a lot of money from these speeding cameras. I don't know about any researches, but I see it. They do hit a lot of us. Sorry, I'm just a bit sleepy now because I woke up at 4:30. My coffee, I think it's off. Man, you got this thing stagnating down there. It's horrible, but at least wakes you up, right? So I need more coffee. Anyhow, I was thinking how I should lose weight, right? And I've unfortunately gained a lot of weight here in Germany. I kind of blame the country for it, although it's not right. I should blame myself. There's this thing, looking back into the first years, how I just lost my life, because I'm not in control of my life anymore, in the sense that I just survive from day to day. I just survive from day to day, as most of us do. I don't want to get too progressive on your ass, on you, and start bombarding you, with philosophies and course of actions and so on. But at the end, you know what? But I will do it. I can say what I've learned, and regarding food, right? In order for me to get back to my to a regular weight, because I think I'm like 8 to 10 kilos more. I weigh 8 to 10 kilos more than I used to. First of all, I would have to start exercising more, which I'm not in the mood. I stopped, for example, running because of an injury, of a minor injury I had before I came to Germany. After my last marathon, where I did overtrain, and then I made it too hard on myself. I overtrained as if I would be going to run an ultra marathon or something. So anyhow, it was a first mistake. So then I did partake. I did take part in this marathon, and with 42 kilometers. And after the kilometer 23 or something, it became obvious to me that I wouldn't just manage to reach the final goal in as if it had been a piece of cake. No, it wasn't a cakewalk, but I did manage to reach the end goal half an hour later or so. But who cares, But after that injury, this became. I tried to heal it. It was healed. Eventually, it did get healed. Thank God. I didn't have to be operated or something. No surgery was needed. But when I came, I started to study again in Germany. I had a friend with whom we had a small fight, for reasons which are ridiculous, to be honest. Although it kind of proved out with this friend. We were, I think, we were friends for the party. You know, we were friends when it came down to parties, and it was nice, but nothing more than that. Whew. I think I've crossed 10 minutes. Okay, this is not good. Anyhow, bad joke, right? Really, that was horrible. That joke was just horrible. I don't know why I would do this. Also, I think I kind of use this pseudo fake American accent, but I don't know. This is what I have, so bear with me here. So then, when I came to Germany, I think almost 7 years ago, and I had this. I was in this. I think probably not for the first time. Okay, it was for the first time abroad. Not having any friends. I mean, I did have the friends of his friends, the friends of my friend, who stuck with me. You know, stuck with me, and we managed to. We kept hanging out, but the fun part of this was that I could prove to myself that I am able to get to know more people no matter what. This is something I learned in the army mostly, because in the army you get to hang out with guys that you would have never had met in your whole life, because they belong to another social circle, because of their educational level, you name it. Nonetheless, you get a lot of human experience. It's amazing. For me, the army, a lot of people condemned it in Greece. For me, it was a really nice experience. I learned a lot. I got the chance also to jump out of airplanes, which was cool. But most of all, I got to learn a lot, really, about myself mostly. Conditions were quite hard. One of the moments that I do remember is, jumping out of the plane, of course, for the first time. But most of everything was, I remember just walking like a piggy on all fours. And there were these spiky things. The spiky plants on the floor, and oh my god, I do remember just having this getting spiked, and this guy just pushing me on my ass, just not really kicking me, but just pushing me with his foot. And what did he say? Was that not just me? Was also my entire team would just. We're just walking on all fours like little bitches we were. I mean, okay, we volunteered, right? That was a special forces camp. Really nice, nice experience. And this guy says, "What? Did you change your mind now? Did you change your mind, little piggy?" Something like this. And his name was Sergeant. In Greek, it would be Lohias Ponios. If I remember correctly, it was like the Sergeant Ponios, which, if you kind of anagramize this, it's anagramize is a Greek word, but if you change, if you take the I away from there, it becomes Sergeant Ponos, which is Sergeant Pain. Sergeant Pain, right? My God, I look very tired. But what can you do? I think I am kind of reaching this ridiculous construction site now, where I should seriously just take a picture. It's ridiculous. I gotta show it, but I'm not quite there yet. So going back to Germany, I do remember, starting to get to know my first friends. Also, a girlfriend I had there in Germany. And unfortunately, we're not together anymore. It's been some years. And I do recall eating endless of this toast. It was a toast with turkey, cheese, Gouda, I don't know, Germans call it Gouda, and onion and mayonnaise, mayo as Germans call it. So it's kind of ridiculous if you get to think about it, right? We're talking about some slowing down now as I approach this horrible construction site, this deviation going through the village. Oh my God, my life has to be more organic than this. So anyhow, and I'm not gonna say anyhow now, I recall just giving up on the, I don't know what happened, I just lost my appetite for, now I'm just driving with 30 kilometers an hour, it's kind of quite ridiculous. I do recall losing my appetite for sport. Quite sad, really, quite sad. I didn't want to run anymore, although I used to love run in Greece. I lost my appetite in swimming. I went very, very, very few times and for that. I can remember trying once, but only once. It was really funny. I was just desperately trying to get back to any of my old habits. And since I tried parkour, free running, with a friend of mine, I decided to go back to not the gym, gymnastics. It was ridiculous. It was just I was too heavy for gymnastics. I'm too weak for gymnastics in any case. And I felt so old, because all these 18 or 22 years olds were there, 20 to 22 years old, and it became apparent to me that I had nothing, like Germans say, ich hatte nichts zu suchen da. Da hatte ich nichts zu suchen. I shouldn't be searching for anything. By the way, I will send you this Blitzer now. I don't know if I can